So now, how do you get to Kampala?
So I'm on TV West, and I have a midday bulletin. I am doing Gomurembe. I was doing a lot, voicing and everything. And of course, you know, media, you reach an extent and you're like, actually not media, even me, myself, believe me, those people who know me. I change. I have a target. I can tell you I'm going to be here in the next 5 years. And that's me. And I remember one of my sisters, she's called Dorcas. She usually tells me that, I know, you will do it. I know, that is the Jack I know. So while I'm at TV West, there is a friend I met at, she's called Lloyda, we were studying together. And we used to have a group, Lloyd, the current mayor of Mbarara, Kachebe is what. We used to have discussions and preps and everything together. So Lloyd used to tell me, Jackie, you're not from Mbarara. Jackie, you're not from Mbarara. You're not for this level. Yes, you need to move to Kampala. And I'm like, how do I move to Kampala? I'm more comfortable in Mbarara, and I don't have a job in Kampala. I cannot just shift to Kampala. So she's like, no, me, I will have to make sure that among my friends, I tell them to bring you on board. Apply to NBS, apply to NTV. I'm sure they would take you, but I would be like, how? They speak good English. Yes. They have a lot. I mean, how do I start?
There is a radio station when I just come from Mbarara here in Kampala. I went to look for a job. And then the only question they asked is, can you speak American English?
Are you kidding me?
I remember telling a guy, I can speak English, but I've never been to America.
They wanted the accent? What?
Yes, they wanted the accent.
And you know how tricky it is.
Yes.
Because
so
now you have to decide.
You come from Mbarara and people are looking at you and thinking, can she then construct a sentence
in English? Yeah. And then they no, not alone, leave alone English. Even the dress code, they're like, can she put it up? Can she do that? Can she? And then they're like, can she put up with us? You know. I told Lloyd, I was like, no, Kampala is not for me. But I also told most people at TVS, I'm like, I think I need to move. That was after like, I think 2-3 years with TVS.
I feel like you're in a bubble doing this.
Yeah. I wasn't growing. Yeah. I used to do events. I used to have my own events. I do a lot. I was big in events and everything. And then I was like, no, I need to do something else. Either you move out of the country, but I'm not comfortable. Yeah. Because now every time you grow, even you have, you start asking yourself if that's what you want to do. So one afternoon, I'm there, I receive a call, Lloyda. Lloyda is like, I'm here with I remember he said in Suruga. Remember, I was a manager, Mbarara Tourism Information Center. Then I had also my organization that I was doing, helping out with children. Basically, I was doing a lot of work. And I had gone out to practice. Of course, being a social worker now, I realized that yes, it is true, I'm a social worker and this is what I want to do. So I graduated, by the way. I graduated the following year. So I went into events. I went into my CBO, concentrating on that, besides TV. So I used the platform for TV to solicit funds for my other projects, which were for tourism, which was for helping children and everything. So I remember even by that time, I was trying so many things. And that's what everyone should do. Try as many things as possible. Something will work.
Yeah, I already say that.
So Lloyda says, I'm here with a friend and they're saying there is a new TV station and they think you can make it there and start. I'm like, okay. Anyway, okay, fine. Let me try. They're like, can you make it to Kampala today? I'm like, you wait, it's 2 p.m. By the time I come to Kampala, it will be like 8. So I'm like, maybe tomorrow. The following day, I get on a bus, I come, and I went for an interview. They asked me, can you speak English? Can you do what? I'm like, yes. And then it was Simon Muyanga. And Simon is like, how much? I'm like, since it's a business channel, I'm sure you understand what it means shifting from Mbarara to Kampala. No, they're like, okay, what can you do? I'm like, give me the money. I'll move in Jan, because it was December. And now, Simon is like, you're too confident. Because me, when I'm speaking to people, I just ensure that I keep the eye contact. So it's like, you're so confident. I'm like, yes. He's like, I don't see much of you in any other girl in town. I'm like, we're different. Like, okay. You're sure? I'm like, yes. By the time I get on a bus at 4 a.m. and ensure that by 8 I'm in your office, that shows you how serious I am. And my boss was there, my current boss. I go back to Mbarara thinking I'm coming in Jan. Now, when I went back, trust me, I was scared. I don't know if it happens with everyone. I was scared. And I was confused. I was like, are you making the right mistake? You're going to resign in Vision Group in Cross to a new
station that you're not even very sure.
It's first of its kind in the country. It's a business channel. What do you know about business? But I like, God, you need to do this for me. You need to make it happen because I have not planned for any other option. And this is first of its kind, and I'm moving to Kampala. So I call my auntie, whom I call like my mother, that is my maternal, and I tell her I need to stay at your place as I'm looking for a place. Meanwhile, at this point, I'm not speaking to my father's side. Like, we cut it off. So she's like, yeah, you come. So I was like, it will be in Jan. I received a call the following day, and they're like, can you make it to Kampala? We'll accommodate everything, and you start working. So I move in. And I just carried like few clothes. I didn't carry everything from Bar. And I come. And I started working in Kampala.
So you're an anchor, a reporter?
I'm an anchor at this point. Okay. I'm an anchor. And there was a lot. Trust me, I might not say it a lot, and I wish you can call me in the next, I think 1 year, you can call me in Jan next year, and I'll tell you the story of this. Like, when I moved in, being a new station, we had even members that had not been in TV.
Oh, yeah.
And it had its own issues, like a startup. So things didn't work well for me at that point. From December to Jan, from December of 2018 to Jan of 2019, yes, things were not working well for me. And so I'd never met my boss, who is Honorable Nathan Ikeme, and practically things were, that's what I can say, things were not moving well. That's not what I expected, okay? So, because he's the one who gave me the job with Mr. Simon Mianga, I called them and I was like, I think I made a mistake. So, Honorable asked me what mistake. I'm like, I can't say it, but I need to go. Yeah. You get, things were bad, and that's why I said I can't say a lot. And I was like, Jesus,
where do I go?
Where do I go?
You can't go back.
I can't, because everyone was like, Jackie, you made a mistake. You made a mistake. You should not go with a startup. My boss says, okay, if you're leaving, then you need to give me, you need to tell me why you're leaving. Okay, let's not concentrate. Because he was like, stay, and he's like, now, why? How about you tell me why you're leaving? It's like, I've accepted. You can go, but tell me why.
So they don't make the same mistake with the next person.
So he calls me, we met, I think it was at 10 a.m. and he expected me to say a lot. And I was like, I'm not going to tell you why I'm leaving, but I'm going to ask you to watch your channel. Watch it. If that's what you want, then it's okay with you. Yeah. But I'm very sure that's not what you want. Then he's like, no, tell me what is the problem with that TV. I said, all you need to do, sacrifice 2 hours. Just 2 hours. Each day, watch that TV. Get like 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes midday, 15 minutes like that. You don't need to watch the whole day. And he insisted, it's like, you're a young girl, but the way you're behaving, it's like you're a 40-year-old person. I'm like, I'm not going to tell you that this and this and this is wrong. I'm very sure. With you watching that TV, you'll know what you want.
And as a business person.
Yeah. Then he was like, oh, really? I'm like, yes. I'm like, I even remember giving him an example. I told him, you see, on your wedding or a party, you tell the decorator that I need this color, I need this, I need this, I need this. And the service provider ensures that that's what you do. So I told him, I don't know whether the problem is with you or them, because there is a possibility that they didn't understand what exactly you wanted. Or maybe you didn't make it, you didn't explain to them so that they understand what you want. And he's like, why are you saying so? I'm like, because you said you want a business channel. I don't see a business channel. I don't see business in it. And with my small mind, if I cannot see it, then that means even the bigger population doesn't. So it's like, really? I'm like, yes. So I think he watched and was like, no, that's not what I want. So he's like, how best can I do this? I'm like, the best way to do it is this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and it will yield results. Just give it time. And he tried it and it worked. And when it worked, he was like, no, I think I need you as my HR. Because the problem that was there was maybe because of roles and everything, which I cannot mention so many things about the TV because it's still startup. So it works. So when it works, it's like, wait, I need someone I can trust with that station. Now, I'm like, we should run maybe adverts and people apply. And he's like, no, I need someone who is going to help me and run that station. He's like, can you be my CEO? I'm like, I'm a young girl from Nyawische. I've worked in TV, I've worked in radio, I've been a manager before, and I've run my own organization, but I don't think I can be a CEO for a TV station. I mean, you're competing with people who are 40 biggest stations. They have experience, they've been to school, they have everything it takes. And I'm like, I'm not going to be that person. And they asked me, I want you to be the CEO. Because that's a startup, and you have everything it takes. So all you need to do is to deliver what you can. Trust me, I'll groom you to that level. You need to believe in yourself. And I remember I told him, this is a big mistake. And he's like, no, look here. If you believe in yourself, for all this time what you have been doing, what I'm looking for is, it's not experience, it's not paperwork, it's not what. I'm looking for someone who can manage that station in order as a startup. And you have all the characters. For all this time, the little things you've told me, they worked. So I have a feeling that you can run that station. And now I'm a little girl. Now that's what everyone should know.
Yeah, that's why.
That like God can make you. Yes, everyone is like, who is this young CEO? How? Because God said, I will raise you and sit you with the kings on a table. And God does something for you because, one, if things lead, I mean, there's a series of events that make you be who you are, Sarah. And that's one thing people don't understand.
That becomes the biggest surprise of your career.
It is the biggest, because I when I was moving from TVS, I said, God, if I'm making a mistake, please let me know. You get the whole point?
Stop me before it's too late.
Yes, I don't know. And I became, but when I became a CEO, I had challenges because everyone was like, oh, she doesn't have experience. Oh, she doesn't have what? Oh, she doesn't have that. And I told them, look here, this is who I am. And I believe all of us, we can make a difference. All we need to do.
I'm imagining the first day, your first day as a CEO, a young woman, not even man, young.
She's not married. She
woman.
has no kids.
Exactly. No family, no nothing. You walk into this boardroom and you have to speak to the staff. How was that day? If you can go back and remember the first day you're addressing the entire station, the entire network.
As CEO.
As CEO. How was it? How did it feel?
One, I remember when, remember I was an anchor with them, and I was as a presenter, so I knew every weakness of everyone, and I knew who is talkative, who is into corridor talk. I knew who can deliver. I know who needs to be worshipped for them to deliver. So I knew them, and they were happy about it. Now, when they were happy, this is the bit, this is the challenging part. They were happy about me being a CEO because they knew I would bring a change and I would help them, maybe support them for them to deliver. They were happy. Now, the most difficult part about it was when I started asking them to work, because some of them want to see me as Jackie.
Yeah.
So they will play around. You ask, Sarah, you didn't come to work today and you didn't send an email. It's like, now it won't ready. Then you're like, hey, I need you to watch your tone. Because even me, with the CEO position, I don't speak to you like that. You know, I have all the powers. Yeah. I can speak to you any way I want, but I don't. So for that matter, therefore, I would appreciate it if you find a tone to speak to me. And if you ever move out of this company, you need it.
Yeah.
So respect the position. Don't respect me. Respect the position I'm holding, and I will respect you too. So now that was the challenging part, because everyone was like, she won't manage. Even up to now, people, some people outside, they say, how can she be a CEO? And this is what I have to go through every day. Because
do you ever feel like you're being hard on yourself because you're a CEO and you have to deliver what the board and the owner of the station needs? Do you feel like sometimes you go out of your skin just to deliver?
Yeah.
And you're so hard on yourself.
Yeah, I do that every day because I can tell you that you need to. Now, the tricky part here is this is a startup and you are also the first of them.
Yeah.
But the beautiful part about it is that every time I go out there I read, and I have also applied. You know, I have to upgrade and then learn some skills, managerial skills, then so many skills which I'm learning. But when you sit with the board supports me very well. They know, because this is the board. There is a board, there is my boss, and I have to defend the company because I have to deliver. Now, every time I'm doing that, I'm like, wait a bit. Am I doing anything wrong? Because when you become a CEO, Sarah, you have few friends at work. Oh, yeah. Why? Because this is a startup that you're trying to bring out policies to work. Now, when you're making policies to work, Sarah is like, but I'm your friend. I used to be your friend. Now you're acting like a boss. You want me to deliver each and every single day. Do you understand? So you lose friends because you want to deliver. You have to ensure that you deliver. Yeah, then you have the board here, and you have the staff that you once used to be your friend, and here is the board. But you need to make sure that these people understand that you're doing this for the best of the company. So at this point, Sarah, what I can say is, at a certain point, you need to focus more on a company than you. You get the whole point. You're like, yes, I'm going to lose Sarah, but one day she will understand. Because what I've learned in all these series of events is that at a certain point, things make sense to you.
You look back and you're like, why did I do that?
Exactly.
You go to this person and say, you know what, I'm sorry.
So I have to prove to people that I can make that station grow. You get the whole point. That I can deliver. Being young at my age, because people are like, oh no, she's not married. Oh no, she's not. She
will not understand when I call and say
my daughter has. Yeah, she won't. Yeah, they will be like. Then they will also be. They get back to you. You know, they're like, if she's not married and she's young, how can she be a CEO? But they forget that I have the brains, I have also the skill and the will to learn. I consult so many different people. I have some friends that I consult in big places and high places that have been there where I am. But the difficult part about being a girl, a young girl, and being a woman, if you saw the statistics, the CEOs, we are in 10%. The whole world, CEOs, women, it's 10%. Why? Because they think we are too emotional. We act on emotions.
We do.
Okay?
That's what they say.
Yes, and they think we are weak. And secondly, as ladies, trust me, even me, sometimes I feel weak. Sometimes I have to come back home and I'm weak. Why? Because you feel you have to stand out and say, Sarah, I no longer need your services. That is the hardest thing to me.
And you always have to be seen.
Exactly. And Sarah used to be, maybe used to think that you look here, she's the youngest, what can she do? So those are the things you deal with. She's small, you know, and every time you walk into office. But one thing I can tell you is that is what I went through. But right now, there is a station now. It is in order, and it is, everyone is like, oh yeah, Jackie has helped her. Yeah, it's working. So we are not where we used to be. So, and everyone outside there is like, wow, that station is growing. It's a new station, but now they see the change. Now they see, and I'm sure within the next few years, even when I'm not a CEO, I usually tell people that at the end of it all, appreciate who you are, okay? And never call yourself a failure. If TV West groomed me, Vision Radio groomed me, Mbarara Tourism Information Center groomed me, and my CBO groomed me, and I have all these skills, at some point you need to know that that was your purpose. People don't differentiate what a purpose is. They think it's a lifetime thing. Yes, you might be, Sarah, doing this interview with me, and maybe your purpose was to have this out, and that's it. Now, some people want to ride on that. Yeah. You know, if you get your first job, you want to ride on it until the end because you think that's where you are meant to be. But at a certain point, there is a purpose why you were in that place at that particular time, and you need to let go. So even if I get off from a CEO and maybe become something else, the fact remains that's on my CV, and I will move on.
And I did this.
Yes, maybe God pressed you there, because even Moses never reached that promised land. So his role was to get them. Exactly. So my role might be to start up the TV, polish it up. So even if I leave, that might be my role. I'll jump on the next bus.
Everyone will always say, oh, that was Jackie. She's the one that did this. She's the one that got us here. This one just came and started here. And in all this, how have you helped women, especially now as a CEO? I've worked with so many companies, so many stations in media where there is a lot of sexual harassment happening. So like in the newsroom, then you go to the next, like the immediate manager, and sometimes it's a woman and she's seeing it that it's happening. You tell them, you know what, the boss is harassing me, this is happening. She'll look at you and say, young girl, do what brought you here or just leave. How are you helping women? And if this case happens to come your way, what is the possible way of resolving this? Because now you're in a position where every woman will feel safe to come and speak to you. Some are older than you, some are younger, but they will say, oh, we have Jackie, she's there, maybe if I speak to her, she'll understand. Have you dealt with any of these cases, or if not, how would you deal with it?
Yeah, I have dealt with some cases to my workplace, and I can say it's real. Yeah, it's real. And I think maybe ladies will forgive me, but they need to speak out. And like I told you, you don't need to be scared to leave any place, to make a decision that is best for you. Because most people are enslaved by the so-called, my landlord will ask me for rent. So I have to stay in this situation, or I have to feed my kids, or I have to do something, or my family, even me, up to now, trust me, I used to have that feeling that if I ever become a failure, my family will be the first one to laugh at me. You get the whole point? There is also that pressure where you're forced to stay in a situation. Why? Because you have a lot of people to prove to that you're good, that you
have a family to feed.
Yes. So I've dealt with some and the funny part about it is that it is me who usually notices that. You know, I'm like, but wait, Sarah, and so there is a way they are.
Yeah.
You get, and then I have to call Sarah. I'm like, Sarah, could you open up? And Sarah doesn't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It
Now
starts with a victim.
yes. Now you see the funny, the maybe the fortunate part is that they start clashing. You know, sexual harassment, they start clashing over nothing. Oh, Sarah is not doing her program well, blah, blah, blah. So when you call them, you call the girl, and the girl is like, most of the times they are their supervisors, you understand? And these are the girls that have just come from campus. It's their first job, you get, and they have to keep it. So because on the level of a CEO, I usually meet heads of department. So in rare cases, even general meetings when I come in, I attend general meetings, but when I come in, I don't go so deep. All I say is that you need to approach me. You need to write to me. You need to maybe go out with me. Some of them I have asked them, I call them and I'm like, oh, walk me out. And we just, I'm like, how are you? You okay? You okay? But because I meet mostly heads of department, so sometimes they feel they cannot come up. But when I try, they don't come out. Maybe the best way to have all these other victims, they need to speak up.
Oh yeah.
I usually tell my staff that city compel. I don't have those powers where I will know what is on Sarah's mind. But maybe the case I've dealt with is to sit them down. But when you sit them down, one thing I've seen, it also affects them. Before you know it, it's in corridor talks and this girl is feeling hurt because she came out to you, and when you spoke to the other person that was harassing her, he goes on around telling the staff, and before you know it, that's why I'm saying the victims need to be stronger. If we are to fight this, we need to be stronger and mind your business. Yes. Stop going, if you're at your workplace, stop talking where it is unnecessary. Stop involving yourselves with, because you're much safe when you don't know. Trust me, Sarah, the best way I do is to be deaf. Because when you hear, oh, Sarah said you're stupid, oh, Sarah said you're what, oh, Sarah said, you can't control your mind, you can't control your feelings.
Stop doubting yourself.
So sometimes it's best they keep quiet. So me, I think something to do with sexual harassment, it's something everyone should take up. And it starts from your place where you grew up from. It starts from home. Because if your mother didn't tell you that you need to stand up for yourself, low self-esteem can lead to so many things. Depression, you feel unwanted, you feel you're the problem. So I think every girl outside there, what they need to do is to speak for themselves and to be strong. When you're speaking, speak with confidence. And if need be, this country, it's not that I'm a Muzukulu, which I am, but this country has made it easy for us. The only problem is that we can't stand out. Sarah, you can report this. Even if it's the CEO harassing you, you can report and stand up and say, I was harassed on this particular day. But the problem is we don't have proof.
Oh yeah, we don't have proof.
You get the whole point? Because when he touched you or when he did what, you didn't record that. But here is something I can tell you, is that you can stand up and say, I'm uncomfortable working with so-and-so because on several occasions, I'm not saying he hasn't done it, but on several occasions has harassed me. I don't have proof, but I need a new supervisor, and that will be worked on.
And sometimes it's not always you alone. You know, most of the times when one person speaks out, someone else also comes and says, you know, he did the same to me, he did, you know, and I tell people that's the only proof that we can have at the moment. There is no way you can be one person and 1,000 people are all accusing you of something that sometimes deep down you know that you.
I think we don't need to wait for 1,000, Sarah. Because even me, I've been harassed several times, not that at my work or what, I've seen it. Politicians will come and say, oh, hey, Jackie, how are you? I'm fine. Oh, hi. And because you need social capital, for you to think this is a friend coming on board. And then after, they're like, wait a bit. And there is something I see on social media with that shot of Ompakodi.
Oh, yeah.
And then you see everyone sharing it and they're like, it's funny. Now, it's funny when you have feelings for that person, but it's not funny when you're in a position that I can't talk about now. So what I'm trying to say is, I know this program is meant to motivate, inspire, but I also want us ladies to know that we occupy big shoes. Several years ago, we didn't have phones. Several years ago, wearing lipstick, makeup, nail polish, you'd be called a prostitute. But now it's not. So it starts with us. If you are a girl and you're outside there and you're being harassed, come out. But also the way we bring it out, we need to know that we stop making ourselves vulnerable.
Being looked at as just a victim.
And the way we address it, you cannot start talking about sexual harassment and you say, you see, even the other day, me, I felt it that he was about to harass me. No. How did you feel that?
How?
And secondly, you cannot, and I'm saying this and I will repeat it, I don't know how feminists will look at it. I've also seen girls, some of them are my friends, some of them I've seen them, who start sleeping with bosses, who start sleeping with everything, and when something goes wrong, they call it sexual harassment. Where they seduce men because they want jobs, because they want posh cars, because they want posh houses, and then after that, when they dump them, because these are married men or something, and when they dump them, that's when they come out to call it sexual harassment. So as we are trying to handle this, Sarah, we need to also know that we have ladies that have made us look bad. So every girl outside there, stand up for yourself. Don't start saying, I'm waiting for a law or I'm waiting Jackie to inspire me. Yes, I'm here to inspire you, but I also need you to stand up for yourself.
So is there like a dream that you have that you feel you haven't realized yet? Because in life, some of us think when you become a CEO, that's the final thing. What's that one thing that you feel you need to do that you haven't done yet? That dream you have.
I think it's being a CEO that that people think that I'm not. Yeah.
Being a CEO, people think you're not.
Yeah. Because, you know, Sarah, that's what every young girl is going through. Because that's why I say, last time I was like, I need to meet Winnie Byanyima, and that's how she made it. Yeah, because no one doubts Winnie Byanyima, is it?
No one.
So I want to be that youngest CEO of the big multi-million TV station, okay, where every young girl will know that you don't have to wait to be 40, to be 30, to be recognized as a CEO in the country. We are in a generation where we have a lot of skills, where we have a lot of data, where you can read, where you can go to school and be a CEO. And there is no harm in that, and you don't have to wait for gray hair for you to be a CEO. And if the society, if the government is saying that they are supporting the youth to be the leaders, then they need to develop confidence in us. And let it be seen,
not talked about
because
it ends there.
Trust me, you walk in and there are CEOs with gray hair and everything and big women, and they undermine you instead of shielding you and teach you and grooming you. They feel, no, they need to speak someone 40, so I need to be that CEO.
So you've come to take over. You know, they'll be thinking you've come to take their jobs, maybe, because if she's young at 29, she can do this. Imagine in 2 years what she can do.
Yeah.
Will I still have my job? Some people are just insecure, especially when they see young women.
So that's my dream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there something that inspirational
Yeah.
that you've had or you would like to tell any young lady, especially like a 15, 16-year-old girl that is doubting themselves? What can you tell them?
Maybe I can tell them I don't know the password to life, but one thing that has brought me this far is deal with what you have at the moment. things might not make sense to you, but have something one at a go. That's why I need every girl, if you're 15, you're in school, there is nothing else you should think about than you moving on to another class. Don't start thinking big of being a CEO. Don't start thinking, what am I going to be the next 10 years? And maybe I'm wrong. But me, I think if you're a girl and you're 15, your focus should be finishing education. So with all the negative energy around you, try to ensure that that's what you want to achieve. Now, when you finish that, it will lead you to another level. So always deal with what you have. Me, I'm now a CEO. So what I'm dealing with now is to ensure that I'm the CEO that will inspire the rest. I'm opening up, I'm sketching out a road that maybe if others also come in, it will become a road that leads, and succeed. Yeah, so that is why I think every young girl or boy, deal with what you have at the moment. When you think big, you will get lost.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for speaking.
You're welcome.
I'm really grateful for this opportunity, and I'm hoping someone out there is getting inspired. Women, we've been talking about supporting each other. We are all we have each other. It's you, me, and another sister. So if you don't support me and I don't support you, we'll keep complaining all the time that the opportunities are taken by men. Because I mean, when a brother meets a brother, they think of the business, the next idea, and they execute it. It's upon us to take it on and execute our own ideas. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, my name is Sarah. You're watching the Untold Story.